Bianca Belair is freaking strong.
Seth freaking Rollins, and this is Bretto live on YouTube.
Monday Night Raw, Friday Night Smackdown. This is the Week in Review setup, episode 283. We're going over both shows from this past week. War Games is tonight. I'm going to be reviewing that show tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that. But before we get there, let's talk about Raw and Smackdown from this past week. Let's do it. Monday Night Raw was from Glendale, Arizona. An absolute banger of a show with one of the best promos of the year right here between these two. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. We will get into it, but before we do, we got to open up the show with Gunther and Damian Priest. Gunther was scheduled to get interviewed by Jackie Redmond, but then would obviously get interrupted by Damian Priest, who would come out and just berate Gunther, would just talk crap about him, talk about how he's a timid, different champion than he once was, of course, before he got pinned by Cody Rhodes. This would eventually end with Gunther hitting a cheap shot on Damian Priest, but Damian Priest would get the upper hand because he sent Gunther through the announce desk with the razor's edge, which was insane. Gunther hit a thud. The announce table, it freaking exploded, and Gunther was laid out, man, with his title belt. Damian Priest holds up the belt, but this just means that Damian Priest is gonna lose at War Games. I mean, right? I don't see there being any chance that Damian Priest beats Gunther, but this was a great promo to open up the show. Gunther gets dropped. It was the LWO's Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio going up against the Creed brothers of American Made. No LWO and no American Made were on ringside. This was just a strict tornado tag team match. It was actually a really freaking solid, hard-hitting, long matchup where in the end we did see Chad Gable get involved. The LWO was closing in on this victory. If it wasn't for that darn Chad Gable who had to cheat for the victory for the Creeds, man, he put his hands over the ring ropes and he twisted the mask of Rey Mysterio, like inhibited Rey Mysterio from seeing, right? So he couldn't see. He gets rolled up by the Creeds and then it's all over. LWO loses. I knew that the Creeds needed to win this match. They really needed that victory after that big loss last week. But at the expense of Rey Mysterio, a WWE Hall of Famer, really? Braun Breaker went one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser. What a big opportunity for Kaiser this was. If he were to win this match, that like literally guarantees him a shot for the Intercontinental Championship. He had Braun Breaker exactly where he wanted him, man. He literally did. Braun Breaker was set up on the steel stairs just like this, and Kaiser was going to do that run drop kick that he does into the head of Braun Breaker, but it didn't happen because Sheamus would attack Ludwig Kaiser from behind, just like I predicted. Match would turn into a disqualification, and Braun Breaker's pissed off because he's like, I had Ludwig, I would have taken him out. If it wasn't for Sheamus, I think Braun Breaker would have a freaking broken neck. So luckily Sheamus took out Ludwig Kaiser, and then Adam Pearce would make a triple threat match for War Games. These three, IC title, triple threat. It's going to be a banger. Obviously this ended in an all-out brawl with a bunch of WWE officials trying to break it up. Did anybody else notice in the match too how Braun Breaker ate the corner of the freaking announce desk? That was brutal. Oh my god. I literally did not think Braun Breaker was getting up after that shot, but I am so excited for the triple threat. It's going to be a banger. WWE Tag Team World Championship match happened here where the Viking Raiders, the number one contenders at the time, went up against the Judgment Day's JD McDonough and Finn Balor for the tag team titles. This match was actually great, bro. Another match where the Viking Raiders were closing in on the victory. They had this W. If it wasn't for Dominic Mysterio putting the foot of, I believe it was JD McDonough, on the ropes to cause the breakup, man. The referee saw it. It would have been 3 if it wasn't for Dom. And then Carlito was out there too, just causing big distractions here for Ivar and Eric. Finn Balor would take advantage by sending Ivar off the ropes, and then they would roll up Ivar to pick up the victory and retain the tag gold, man. This makes the Viking Raiders look so bad, bro. Adam Pearce needs to do the right thing. He needs to give the Viking Raiders a rematch ASAP. They deserve it. They had them pinned. It was just a 4-on-2 equation here. It literally was, because you had Carlito and Dom. But this should have been Viking Raiders. And I've never really been the biggest fan of the Viking Raiders, but they highly deserved the tag titles here. This was so unexpected. Alpha Academy's Akira Tozawa and Otis, with Maxine Dupree on ringside, went up against the New Day, who are about to hit their 10-year anniversary next week on Raw. Hopefully Big E is there. Anyways, this match is like no more than 5 minutes long. Akira Tozawa and Otis make quick work of the 11-time tag team champions. Akira Tozawa drops the dime, Otis does a couple worms, and they win the freaking match. They pin Xavier Woods, and the only reason this happened is because Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston couldn't decide on who's going to start the match. So Otis took advantage, big elbow to Xavier Woods, who would tag himself in. It was just a bunch of confusion. Loved that. But then after the match is where it got really spicy. Backstage, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods absolutely cooked a fantastic segment, promo, amazing freaking stuff. The camera followed them all the way back, and they were just roasting the snot out of each other. The biggest insult, in my opinion, had to have been Xavier Woods calling out Kofi Kingston for losing the WWE Championship in literally 6 seconds to Brock Lesnar. And they actually said Lesnar's name, which is awesome, man. Could that possibly be a hint that Lesnar could be returning soon? Hopefully. Kofi would bash Woods, too, saying that he's never won a singles title in WWE. They were just jabbing. I loved this promo. And it was so dark, just like this, during this promo. It was so heated. It was literally just like this, bro. See how dark that is? It was amazing. Amazing. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you watch this segment. Next week, it's the 10-year anniversary of the New Day. Biggie better be there and set these two straight. The Final Testament said that they were going to go take care of the Wyatt Six, who were seen outside by The Miz. But Karrion Kross said, hey, Scarlett, you stay behind. You stay in this locker room where it's safe. It was indeed not safe in that locker room because Nikki Cross was in there. She was in the mirror behind Scarlett. They would go to commercial break. They come back, and Scarlett is just absolutely crazed. She doesn't know where she is. She knew who attacked her, Nikki Cross. Karrion Kross is just like, oh my God, what the heck is going on? Like, it's okay. We're going to get their revenge. And then Nikki Cross wrote on a mirror, everyone has something to lose. This didn't happen on the main show, but it happened before the show, so I wanted to talk about it. Adam Pearce did reveal the Women's Intercontinental Championship, which looks amazing. The white strap is so dope, dude. The extra blue accents in it are sick. They're going to be doing a tournament, I believe, starting next week for this title, similar to what they're doing with the U.S. title on Smackdown. So I'm so glad the women have the mid-card title. I think it's great, man. Who's going to win this, bro? Who's going to be the first Women's Intercontinental Champion? It's going to be crazy to find out. And our main event of the show, it was the advantage match for War Games. Nia Jax versus Bianca Belair. Advantage match, meaning like the first participant to, enter the cage, making it 2-on-1 out of their shark cages going into War Games. Nia Jax was closing in on this victory. She really was. She had Bianca Belair outside of the ring. Bianca was just absolutely beat the snot out of, but then here comes Bayley. And keep in mind, all the War Games teammates were barred from ringside, but at the time, Bayley was not a part of the team, so she was legal. She could pop in on ringside and help Bianca win the match, and she absolutely did. She pushed Nia off the top rope, allowing for Bianca, hit a little 450 off the top, 1, 2, 3. Bianca Belair picks up the victory, beats Nia Jax, 1, 2, 3, with help from Bayley. And Bianca has controversy with Bayley. You could just tell, but I think this is going to make Bianca come around. Bianca's definitely going to want Bayley as that fifth guy, because you got to remember, Jade Cargill got taken out, right? So they need a fifth member for the women's team, and they got it. It's gonna be Bayley. And they keep saying, like, okay, who attacked Jade Cargill? Who attacked Jade Cargill? We need to know. Bro, ask Jade Cargill. Is it that hard? Ask her. Like, bro, ask her who beat her up. She could tell you. Why do you need to find out? Just ask Jade. And, I don't get that. But anyways, great way to end the show. Bianca coming out on top. Absolutely awesome. That was Monday Night Raw. My favorite match of the night was easily the Viking Raiders versus the Judgment Day. This match absolutely smacked. Favorite moment right here. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods in this dark scene backstage. Next week, I'm so curious to see what's going to happen. Monday Night Raw out of 10. I thought it was a pretty solid show. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's jump into Smackdown. Friday Night Smackdown may have been pre-recorded, but it was still a pretty solid show. It is still from Salt Lake City, Utah, just like last week. They filmed 2 episodes of Smackdown. This is the show before Survivor Series. Survivor Series is later today. Cannot wait. Gonna be reviewing it tomorrow. Stay tuned. You're not gonna want to miss that. But how better to open up the show than with our 2 women's War Games team? We had the face team who came out. Rhea cut a little menacing promo, and then they get interrupted by the heel team, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan kind of taking charge. Team Liv, Team Rhea, if you will. I loved how Liv was trying to stir the controversy between this team, saying how Io turned on Bayley and how Bianca got beat up by Damage Control for years. Like, the way that Liv kind of spun this here on the face team was really good. As far as Rhea's promo, it was not very convincing, I'm not gonna lie. But it ended in an all-out brawl, had to be broken up by security, giving us some hype here going into War Games. Next, we would see Shinsuke Nakamura go one-on-one with Andrade, and could you imagine if Andrade were to win this match? You gotta think they gotta replace Nakamura if Andrade were to win, facing LA Knight at Survivor Survivor Series, right? But that would not be the case because this new Nakamura with a great theme song, by the way, it's like a trap Nakamura theme. I love it. He would tear the turnbuckle pad off the turnbuckle, and Andrade would, of course, run right into it, literally knocking himself out, but Nakamura hit him with the Kinshasa kick to the back of the head and would win the match 1, 2, 3. Immediately after the match, LA Knight's like, okay, I'm going to come on out here and try to get a little revenge here on Shinsuke Nakamura, right? As he steps in the ring, here comes Nakamura, missed right out of the mouth, right in LA Knight's face. LA Knight drops down to the floor. Like the one time that LA Knight doesn't wear his sunglasses down to the ring, that's when he gets misted. Are you serious right now, bro? LA Knight always has his glasses on. Like, bro, it would have been perfect. It would have been so clever. He would have got misted, glasses on, and attacks Nakamura. It would have been so cool. But Nakamura getting the last laugh going into Survivor Series. Not bad. I like this new Nakamura. Tommaso Ciampa was giving Gargano a little pep talk backstage. He said, okay, it's my turn to call the shots, Gargano. If you can't set things straight with Alex Shelley of MCMG, it is my turn to call the shots. You have by next week to clear things up, or I am in charge. So I think that means basically that DIY is going to turn heel if Gargano can't set things straight with Alex Shelley. They need a tag team title opportunity ASAP. Come on. Kevin Owens got an opportunity to say his side of the story with why he is so pissed off with Cody Rhodes. Some great build-up going in here to Saturday Night Main Event. It's just so irritating how Kevin Owens can't mention Sami Zayn, the man who's literally rejoining the group. Kevin's best friend who's rejoining the group, and he won't mention Sami's name. It's so annoying. I understand, though, it's Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. That's the story, and I understand why they don't want to add Sami in there, but it's just so annoying. It's like, bro, Cody only teamed with Roman for one night. Sami literally rejoined the group, and he's not even mad at Sami Zayn. It's crazy. Kevin Owens basically just said how he fought the Bloodline for years, and he was just pissed off that Cody joined him, and Cody turned heel. Cody's the real one that turned heel, I guess. Carmelo Hayes looked to prove himself up against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. This match was great. One-on-one. They've met in the ring before, and it delivered, and he did it here again, and it freaking delivered again. Carmelo Hayes cut an odd promo as he was walking out, which I found kind of weird, but it was pretty cool. He was kind of just talking crap about Cody Rhodes as he entered the ring. Match gets started, back and forth action. The crossroads to finish the match was so impactful. Like, Carmelo Hayes sold it like an absolute champ for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes would pick up the victory 1, 2, 3, 100% clean. I was expecting Kevin Owens. I really was. I was expecting Kevin Owens to come out and, screw this up for Cody Rhodes, but it did not happen. Or even attack him after the match, but no, nothing from KO. Nothing from KO. Cody Rhodes looking good going to this Saturday Night Main Event. This sit down between CM Punk and the Tribal Chief, the OTC Roman Reigns, was awesome. Paul Heyman was like the moderator, if you will, of this, and man, CM Punk said, I'm only doing this for one reason. I'm to help out my friend, that being Paul Heyman. I'm only doing it to help him out. And then Roman Reigns said, this is one night only. Paul Heyman ended this promo kind of sus, bro, leaving me thinking that he could possibly turn heel at War Games and either join a heel CM Punk or join the heel Temu Bloodline with Solo. I don't know, man. The ending of that promo was sus, and I'm definitely not the only one that saw that, but it's going to be great. I cannot wait for War Games tonight. Gave me insane movie vibes. It's like, remember when Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns did that promo in the center of the football field? Like, it literally gave the same vibes. This was awesome. It was a United States Championship Triple Threat Tournament match. It was Piper Niven, Michin, Mia Yim, and we also had Lash Legend in there, but I don't have a Lash Legend figure, but she was looking like an absolute beast. She is insanely strong, bro. Match was good. B-Fab came out to get a little revenge on Chelsea Green, attacked her. That kind of distracted Piper Niven, not allowing Piper to win this match. It would eventually lead to Michin, Mia Yim jumping off the top rope, pinning Piper Niven, and screwing over Lash Legend in a way, because technically Lash Legend had the victory, but Mia Yim took advantage, one step closer to becoming U.S. champ, but she won't. And our main event of the show, how apropos, it is main event Jey Uso, who is now in your city. Jey Uso went one-on-one with Jacob Fatu of the New Bloodline. This was an advantage match. Both bloodlines were barred from ringside. You cannot pull up on ringside. Nick Aldis made it specifically clear, and I'm surprised that both teams actually obliged by this. Like, when Nick Aldis says something, I swear it goes. He's like the stern manager, and everybody listens to Aldis, I swear. Everybody just says, F you, Adam Pearce, but everybody listens to Nick Aldis, like, for real. But anyways, this match gets going. It's freaking great. Jacob Fatu wins. He just absolutely terrorizes Jey Uso with a freaking Samoan drop on the announce desk, Samoan drop into the ring, which are so impactful, and he does his backflip moonsault off the top rope to win the match. I'm like, bro, Jacob Fatu made quick work of Jey Uso. He didn't even have to cheat to win this, man. No help. Jacob Fatu beats Jey Uso clean. The advantage goes to Solo and his bloodline. Insane stuff going in here in the War Games. That was Smackdown, the go-home show to Survivor Series War Games. Yes, it may have been pre-recorded, but I still think it was was a pretty decent show. The promo in the beginning was pretty weak, but it ended on a pretty good note with Jacob Fatu looking like an absolute stud. I'm going to give the show a solid 6 out of 10. That's just my personal ranking. My favorite match was easily Jacob Fatu versus Jey Uso. And my favorite moment / promo was easily when Roman Reigns and CM Punk sat down and they talked with Paul Heyman. This was freaking lit. That was Friday Night SmackDown. That was WWE Raw, action figure setup style. Stay tuned for the War Games review dropping tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time. Brett out.